and welcome back to my channel. It's all rather exciting and I'm really enjoying doing this. I don't know whether you remember, I did say that some weeks we will have a very fun, silly video and other weeks we will have more serious videos, and I would say that this video falls into the more serious category just because for me personally it's something that I have really struggled to talk about because it's been so ingrained in my own kind of self-confidence issues and insecurities, and you probably know what I'm talking about because I've become a bit of an unintentional advocate for talking about it, and that is skin and spots. I think it's one of the most important things to talk about, particularly if you've suffered, because I hid for so many years, and now that I talk about it, I find it really hard, but also the amount of people, the thousands of people that get in contact with me and thank me for doing so. I think it's a bit of a responsibility that I have, and also it sounds really bizarre, but it's like self-therapy, it's like self-help for me talking about my skin, because it seems that there's a correlation between the more I speak about my skin, the less embarrassed I am because there's not much more to hide because I've sort of bared my soul to everyone. So yeah, I just feel like today I just wanted to talk really openly and honestly about my skin journey because it's been a long, old, bumpy journey if I'm being honest. I think I have become a bit of an advocate. It was completely unintentional, but an advocate for spots and acne and all things skin-based, and I'm immensely proud of that. It's one of the things that when I look over my career and find my career's only been, you know, I'm nearly 24 and I started doing TV when I was 19. It's not that long, but it's something that really stands out to me because I think I've made a big difference and I want to carry on doing so. And another reason for this video is that so many people, and I'm talking thousands and thousands of people every month, message me and say, "Hi Toff, how's your skin? What's the update? Please tell us." Because I think people really relate to it. So here we are, here is the update. Today I am planning on doing something which I have to really psych myself up to do. I'm going to do the rest of the video with no makeup on, and I don't know whether anyone has watched a video that I did for this morning, and I know a lot of you would have done because it's got over 2 million views now, which is amazing. But I basically did a video for this morning about 6 months ago, and I had to have a bit of a push to do it because my skin is a very personal subject, and if I'm being honest, I sometimes get a bit upset when I'm talking about it because it's been a real problem for the past decade. But yeah, and I did this video and, you know, over 2 million people have watched it, and the messages I get every day it makes me a bit emotional when I read them because I think people really have similar thoughts and similar feelings when they suffer with their skin. So that was 6 months ago, so I thought I need to update all of you. And what I'm planning on doing today is what I planned on doing 6 months ago in my this morning video, and that was to do the whole video without my makeup on. I hate admitting this, but perhaps I was a little bit cowardly and I didn't do it without my makeup on, just because I think it takes a long time to get to that stage. I mean, I still struggle to pop to the shops to buy milk without my makeup on. Doing it on daytime TV on the flagship show, it was just a bit overwhelming for me. But I did show lots of photos as to what my skin's been like over the years, and I did take off this bit of my makeup. That's it. But today I feel I owe it to everyone to just kind of like show everything, because I'd like to think that I'm really open and honest. So I just think, God, I'm just gonna get it off. And I think also, you know, when you do sit and do something like this, what else can people throw at you? You know, I get trolls saying, "Pizza face, you have craters." It's like, yeah guys, fine, I do have craters in the side of my face because I've got acne scarring, but hey, thank the Lord, some of my spots have gone. I really want to do this today, so bear with me if I'm a bit wobbly, because I know to lots of you watching this, you probably won't think that taking your makeup off is a big deal, but this is something that is so deep-rooted in me emotionally, and I've hidden behind thick concrete tar foundation for the whole of my adulthood. So here we go. My skin, if I'm being honest, is the best it's been in about 4 years. So I'm feeling great about that. However, I've had this before where my skin, I had it about 2 years ago, my skin cleared up so much. I was obviously over the moon, and then the nasty red spots came back with a vengeance. So I'm definitely not a pessimist. I'm an optimistic person. I think with my skin, it is sort of inevitable that it will come back. So here we are. This is it. This is me with no makeup on. I feel, as I said, the most confident that I've felt in years. This is a real close-up view because the camera was too far away over there. Just so everyone can see. Oh gosh, oh god, I hate it. But anyway, this is the side of my face. You can see there's quite bad scarring, but it's a lot better than it was. My chin, chinny chin chin, and here. So that's it basically, and I know the lights make it look a lot better than it is, but yeah, I mean, for some people watching this, they will probably think, oh no, I can never live with that, but gosh, for me, this is amazing. I don't know why my spots have cleared up. I've been using a really good regime. I've been trying to be healthy and drinking loads of water, but I know that my acne comes in cycles, and I'm having a really, really good period where there's no spots. There'll be people watching who have perfect skin, and they might look at all of the pits in the side of my face and think, oh my goodness, that's awful. Talking about my skin right from the beginning, I mean, it started when I was at school, and I remember all my friends were getting spots and they would moan, and they'd be like, for people who have suffered with acne, you know this, when your friends are like, oh my god, I've got a massive spot, and you look and you're like, you have no idea. I literally have Mount Vesuvius on the end of my nose, and it is so painful. But that was really it, and I would get these enormous cystic acne spots, and they would be pulsing. I remember putting my head on the pillow, and here particularly it was so bad, and it would be throbbing, and I'd have to move my head over to the other side, which is ridiculous. But it started then, and then it just got progressively worse and worse and worse, and everything I tried didn't seem to be working. My spots just carried on and on and on until I left school, and then I started doing what I do now, which is television. When I started doing TV, my skin was at the worst that it had ever been, and that was sort of the period in my life where selfishly I wanted my skin to be amazing, because if you sit and think about it, people who are on television are normally these perfect beings, and you don't really see anyone not wearing makeup, and they always say in television you do heavier makeup. So I was kind of looking at everyone else on the telly thinking, oh my god, why is my skin not like that? And I think back, there were so many situations that I came across where I just wished I'd have had better skin with less spots, because it affected my confidence so much. I know everyone thinks I'm this like outgoing bundle of fun and like all of this. I am, but sometimes when my skin is terrible, I have to really force myself to be normal. That comes from the fact that struggling with spots, it's ever present. You always have them. People are always looking at them, because when you have a normal conversation, you look someone in the eye, you don't look at their feet. And I always remember thinking, I wish I had spots on my tummy, or I wish I had spots on the bottom of my feet, because you can cover those up, but without wearing a mask, there's kind of nothing you can do about the spots. And I remember feeling so paranoid all the time, and I would be quite short with my family, and I really regret doing this. I would say to them, we'd be having a conversation, and I'd say, can you look into my eyes, not at the side of my face? And I remember my family being like, Georgia, we're not looking at your spots, we're looking at you. But because it was such a massive part of my being, I was just so paranoid all the time. By going on the television, you do open yourself up to a lot of criticism, and I think it's probably the only drawback of my job. I'm incredibly lucky, but yeah, trolling is hideous, and I've had tweets sent to me saying, oh my god, you've got a pizza face, you're disgusting, why don't you sort your skin out? Oh my god, I have tried everything and it hasn't worked. I remember this one really upset me, and I think any person who's dating someone will completely understand this. Someone tweeted the guy that I was seeing ages ago and said, how can you date her? Have you seen her face? Now, as I sit here and I've been on this massive journey, I would think, God, you're a terrible person, you're disgusting. That comment says so much more about you than it says about me. But then I hadn't got to the stage where I am now, so it just made me crumble, and I felt embarrassed in front of the guy that I was dating. Just on a side note, you know, please make sure, everyone, you date someone for their insides, because the outside is only aesthetic. And quite frankly, a lot of the people that I see in, you know, magazines and stuff, they've changed their faces so much with surgery and Botox, and I just worry that that's to keep up with the status quo. It's so much better having a relationship and a friendship with someone who you actually have a bloody good laugh with and you enjoy their company. Spots or not, it's definitely what's on the inside that counts. I think we've all found that, particularly growing up, I have. So trolling has been really bad. And I sometimes also think, like, I'd want to reply to a troll saying, don't you think I know about the big spots on my face? You know, do you really think your nasty words are going to make them go away? I mean, it's a completely ridiculous thing. The one thing that I would say to any trolls who troll anyone, not for acne, for any visible difference, is that I try incredibly hard every day to be kind and positive. Seeing nasty comments, you only spur me on more. And I hope whenever anyone sees a nasty comment about them or another person, that makes you have a burning desire to be kind and positive. That's what happens with me. And I think that's very important to spread. I really quite strongly believe that having, you know, a problem with your face, it is classed as a cosmetic problem. Of course I understand that. However, I think people brush over the psychological damage that having problems with your own self-esteem and self-confidence can have. Because I think back over the years, I've had periods of real stress and anxiety. There was no other trigger apart from suffering terribly with acne. People have said to me, oh God, put the makeup away. And if they knew that actually my foundation bottle has been my best friend, it's been my confidence booster, it's been my shield between me and my insecurity, then I think they might understand it to be a little bit more serious than a cosmetic problem. And this is something that I debated a lot in my head when I was given the opportunity to go in the jungle. I mean, it was my favourite ever show. It was around this time last year. I even have goosebumps now getting the call and them saying I could go. And I remember the minute that I got the yes, you're going to Australia, it wasn't a moment of celebration. It was a moment of, oh my God, my spots. SOS, what do I do? My brain going into overdrive, when that should have actually been one of the most joyous moments ever, because I'd wanted it so badly. You are allowed to take one luxury item, and of course my luxury item was my foundation. I flew out to Australia, we got to the night before I was going in the jungle, and one of the execs sat down and I gave her my luxury item and I said, when can I put it on? What tools can I have? What time? Let me know everything, because it's something that really is a big deal for me. She said, oh no, Toff, you have to win your luxury item. Honestly, hand on heart, I burst into tears. It makes me cry thinking about it now, it's so bad, I hate it. I got really upset because the thought of not having my foundation, it seems so silly now because my spots have cleared up so much. But anyway, the thought of not having my foundation almost stopped me from going on the biggest adventure that I might ever have in my lifetime, because I turned around and I said, I can't go in, I'm so sorry. Because at that point my skin was so bad and painful and red, like all down here. Oh my God, I'm being so silly. It's not. Anyway, this is why I've thought about the debate of it being a medical problem or, on the other hand, a cosmetic problem, because I basically had to present to the producers that it was a medical problem. I need to cover up these spots in order to be able to be myself and enjoy the whole experience. Thank goodness the producers completely understood where I was coming from, and I will be forever grateful for them doing that. Do you know, it's quite interesting, I didn't know this until I came out, because obviously you miss out on a month of stuff, but it really upset me actually. A cast member of Made in Chelsea tweeted ITV directly and said, why is Toff allowed to wear foundation in the jungle? And that makes me shudder with anger. This person has obviously never struggled with anything to do with spots before. And because of all the tweets that ITV were getting, they had to release an official statement about me having foundation, while I was none the wiser in there, being able to be myself and confident and happy because I had my foundation. It is a very interesting debate whether you guys at home think it is a medical or a cosmetic problem. I quite strongly believe that it is a medical problem, just because, fine, it is the aesthetics, but it's the psychological connections that are seen so often when people struggle with their skin. I don't know whether you saw it, but my mum came into camp and surprised me. My mum said the most amazing thing in that jungle. I will never forget it. She said, "Georgia, you're being so brave and you're being such an inspiration to lots of people." And at the time I was like, "Mum, shut up, you're being really embarrassing." I would hope that I was making my family proud, and that's what I thought. And she actually explained it when I came out, and she said that everyone at home was watching me and it was so visible that I was struggling with my skin. And I think they respected the fact that I was on there fine, I had my foundation, but by the end of the day it had basically worn off. It makes me very proud that people recognised kind of how hard it was for me. I know I'm going on about the jungle a little bit, but it was such a turning point in my life and my relationship with my face. It sort of made me realise when I was in there, I'm not just a girl missing her makeup bag. It wasn't that. It was kind of coming to terms with the deep and emotional relationship that I've had with my skin for, you know, a decade. And being in there, not having access to the whole makeup bag, only my foundation once a day, it kind of made me think that actually this was the time for me to speak up and stop hiding, because I'd gone to such great lengths over my, you know, TV career to plaster myself and cover myself up. I think in doing that, I can sit here now without my makeup on. I know it is a big difference that my skin has cleared up miraculously, but this is a very, very good day for me, and every day is very, very different. I don't know what's coming, and that's why I'm going to keep on updating you guys, because I really genuinely believe that when I hit, you know, 17, 18, my hormones would settle, then my spots would go away. You know, it's not like that. They go away for a month, they come back for a year. They go away for 2 days, they come back savagely for a month. It's just an ongoing situation. And the thing that I've really got now, I just don't know whether you can see them, but even when I've got my foundation on, because some of the cystic acne has gone, there's now deep pits about this big on the side of my face, and when you do put foundation on, the foundation just sinks in, and I just feel still very self-conscious about it. I also wanted to use this opportunity in this video to thank everyone who's reached out to me. There are thousands of you, and because there are so many, I find it really, really hard to reply to everyone. I do my best. So this is just a message to say, I hear you, I see everything, I read everything. And I know that everyone in the world has an insecurity that holds them back. Some are more visible than others. But I just really want everyone to concentrate on the good. And I also want people to see that, believe me, I would not have sat here a year ago or even a couple of months ago, because it's taken me so long to get to this stage. And in a way I feel really proud of myself, because yeah, it's a really big deal, and I know that lots of people will understand. Just doing anything without makeup on is horrible.